Dude, you can't hear because your name night?
Okay. All right, you don't mind that? There we go. You guys, I'm really, you hear me okay now? Is that better? Lamanite, can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. We might want to turn that up just a little bit up there. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good? Okay, and then I like to be seen because I'm in the dark. Think I fix that? Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't want to fall down that. That's bad. Can you see that? Can you see that? That's so scary. That would be good. Well, I just want to say this. I feel like I'm home. I don't like to say this. I got to spend my time with you last year, and I am really glad to be back. I'm going to share some different stuff today. I want to start off. We're getting free now. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to have some fun. We got to share some stuff. And I thought I'd start off by sharing a story. I was on a plane last December, and I was traveling to Salt Lake City. Turn that one light back on there, just so they can see me. I want to go, there you go, there you go. All right. I don't know what you're smoking up there. My goal today is to keep the same spirit of that existed when I was playing around here. I love the youth of the church, and I love the spirit that you carry with you, and I want to thank you, especially those of you whose testimonies I heard when I came up here. I love listening to testimonies. It does nothing but strengthen mine. So back to the story. I was on an airplane a few months ago. I fly all the time, but something happened on this airplane just last December that's never happened before, and I want to share it with you. It's got everything to do with my message. By the way, is our computer up and running? Are we ready to rock and roll with that? Yeah, I did. Rob, come up here for a minute. All right. So we're not ready there, but Rob, wherever you're at, you can go up there and you can have some of that. We'll get ready to go. There we go. Airplane. Salt Lake City to Boise, Idaho. That's a 40-minute flight. Salt Lake to Boise. We're making our final descent to Boise, and the pilot comes over the intercom system, and he says this. You got to listen close. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can hear, our landing gear has been deployed. We're about ready to land, but we have a small problem. The indicator light that comes on up here in the cockpit to tell us our landing gear is lost, it's not coming on. So we're just not sure that the landing gear is lost. We just stopped to let y'all know that. Now, I don't know about each one of you, but I'm pretty sure the landing gear is a very important part of that aircraft. I didn't like hearing that very much. The pilot came back over the intercom system and he said this. Because that light is not coming on, we've made a very important decision. We're not going to land our plane in Boise. We've changed plans. We're going to turn this puppy around, and we're going to fly it back to Salt Lake City. For the following reasons. Number one, Salt Lake City's got longer runways. Number two, Salt Lake City is better equipped with emergency crews. Translated, they can foam the runways. And number three, flying back to Salt Lake City, that'll give us the opportunity to consume the majority of our fuel. Now there's a confidence builder for those of us here. So we fly back to Salt Lake City, and before we make our final descent in the airport there, pilot comes back over the intercom system and says this. Ladies and gentlemen, before we land our plane, we need to do a flyby of the tower, and we're going to get close. Don't be scared. Why are we going to get close to the tower? Why?
Let's see if it's
locked. He called it a visual. Don't forget that one. He called it a visual. They want to see the landing gear. So we're going to fly by the tower, and I'm telling you, it was kind of scary. I've never flown that close to a building before. And I'm sitting in the front of the airplane. And that's probably not the best place to sit when you're about ready to crash your plane. I mean, I've never heard of an airplane that's backed into a mountain before. I feel very good about this. The stewardess comes up to me, right there, she's sitting right in front, she comes in and she says this, Mr. Hymas, do you have any concerns? even with no indicator light on. And then the nose of your hip. She never collapsed either. It held into place. They brought that plane to a quick halt, got us off the plane, put us on a new one, and I was in Boise, Idaho 2.5 hours after my originally scheduled arrival time. What's my point? Listen to this, take a great care of this, please. Those things that you and I fear the very, very most in this life, those things that you and I fear, generally speaking, never do what? They never do come to fruition. Yet, fear prevents us from becoming immovable and steadfast and abounding in
good word.
That's the best. And I want you to hear that voice. In other words, I think that fear prevents you and I from receiving from our Heavenly Father's greatest blessing. And in order for you to understand what I'm talking about, I'm going to share something different with you this year that I didn't last. Today, I get to share with you my dreams and the mistakes that I made. And my humble prayer today is that you don't make the same mistake. And it has nothing to do with breaking your neck. Don't say it to that. That's not what it is. My dream, growing up as a young boy, and as a young man, and as a young husband, was to take people like you hunting elk with me in the state of Utah. So my dad took me hunting every year since I was 2. I've always wanted to take people hunting elk. They call that a guide. So when I broke my neck 7 years ago, well, I'll just say this, my dad, he came and saw me every day. 63 days I was there. Every day he came and saw me in the hospital. He was with my 2 younger brothers too. They didn't miss a day. Every day they came and saw me. They had one major concern on their mind. Any idea what that concern was? Any idea? They wanted to get me back to the mountain. Back to the hill, even though the legs were broken. I told my dad this. I said, Dad, you know, how do you get up to the mountain with no legs? How do you hunt with no hands? I just don't think it's possible. And Dad taught me that. I got other concerns on my mind. I'm worried about my marriage. I'm worried about my boys. I'm worried about work. Dad, I'm not worried about them right now, so we just leave that alone. So my dad did. He didn't bring it up again until 3 days after I got home from the hospital. This is day 66. 3 days fresh. Just got back. Guess who showed up at my house at 4 o'clock in the morning, dressed up in camouflage clothing? That might be a little bright. My eyes would be only getting worse on my wife.
Eyes are the only thing that works on